If you're a pushover, maybe you know the following situation. Somebody's asking you for a favor where you really, really want to say no. For some reason, you still say yes, and you're super angry at yourself for saying yes, for agreeing to that thing. Or somebody's disrespectful to you, you seem to not have the confidence to speak up and to stand up for yourself. For example, I remember this one time in school because I was in Latin class and I was like, I wanted to be a good student, so I raised my hand and started to speak about something, and literally in the middle of the sentence, I wasn't looking or something because I was in my head speaking, the teacher for some reason yelled at me so loud and the whole room was quiet. It seemed like she just picked another student to talk, but in the middle of my sentence, and I didn't recognize it, so I was continuing speaking, and she was yelling at me because I was continuing to speak and to finish my point. When I think back to this, for me, in that situation, of course you're a student, of course like super shy and you don't speak up usually to your teacher, just cutting me off in the middle of the sentence and then yelling at me is absolute disrespect. This would, for example, be absolutely a situation where I did not have the balls to speak up. I was like all shy because she yelled at me. My name is Dennis and right now I'm building my business in sales because I want to travel the world and live free, and everything will be documented here on YouTube. Right now we are in Latin America. If this sounds interesting, consider subscribing. Whenever you have problems setting boundaries, the reason is because your boundaries as a child were never respected. For example, in my childhood, my parents would ask me questions and seemed to give me a choice. Say, do you want this or this? But only one answer of this was respected and the other answer was not really respected. Do you want to help us with this in the garden and earn some money and really support us with that? Whenever I said, okay, no, I do not have time or I don't want to do this, I immediately felt like they're getting angry. They didn't accept my answer. Muchas gracias. This might seem like insignificant, but by telling me that my opinion or what I want is worthless, this has a huge effect on the self-esteem. For example, people ask us for a favor. We do not have time for that because we have more important things to do. Or the second is when people just disrespect you. They might disrespect you consciously or maybe subconsciously. They say something that is totally justified for them, but it's still disrespectful in a way, and then you have to open up your mouth. Or obviously when they are disrespecting you, insulting you maybe in a subtle way, consciously. Because what is what people usually do? Usually what we do is we please. So pleasing is basically the opposite of setting boundaries. Example with a favor, I'm working on my business. Mom comes in and asks, hey, can you help me with this or that? Your little cousin is there, can you play with her? I have projects, I have things to do. In sales maybe I have to write a script. You still say yes. And what will happen is you will be in that situation playing, doing something, helping her with some BS that could be done later. And you will be super, super angry at yourself because you not only accepted disrespect, but you also disrespected yourself and gave yourself again the feedback that you are worthless, which creates anger usually in us. You realize this whenever, when you gave a favor, even though you wanted to say no, you usually feel super angry. Pleasing also is making other people's problems your problems, because what usually happens is you tell people, okay, no, I don't have time for that. They will come up with reasons why it's super urgent, why they have a problem, why they need your help. But the truth is what they are doing, they try to make their problems that they have right now your problem. So whenever we do please, at this moment we give our power away. We're not only getting angry, but we also end up usually feeling guilty and disappointed at ourselves. And we're saying, why did I agree to this again? I wanted to say no, I wanted to go to the gym today, but no, he needed a favor and I helped him. No, now I missed the workout. Or somebody invited me to a party where they just drink and they just eat bullshit food, but I just wanted to stay on my diet. But I still agreed, and you feel angry, disappointed and guilty because you agreed, because you pleased, and because you didn't set boundaries. Okay, so there are two types of boundaries that we can set. So first we can set weak boundaries and we can set strong boundaries, and we will talk about what is a strong, what is a weak boundary. Whenever we are setting a boundary from a place of anger, this is a weak boundary that tends to be not as respected by the other person. Because usually we know, for example, let's say you're working on your business, you're new at this, you want to start working, your parents or whoever comes in and asks you for a favor, hey, help me with this, and you get super angry, no, I don't have time, I told you so many times that I want to work. Please respect that. This is what I, for example, did that I got angry. People, when they're angry, tend to overreact and say things they don't really mean 100%. The other person subconsciously know that if the other person is angry, yelling, etc., it is probably because he doesn't mean it 100%. And this is why the boundary that comes from a place of anger is not as respected. So how do you set a strong boundary? Basically, it's very simple. It's the opposite. So a calm and a very cool, relaxed, but serious way to speak is how you set a very, very strong boundary. And this is also a boundary that tends to be respected more. You did something bad to another person, and this guy wants to fight you. And he comes to you overreacting, screaming and yelling, I want to kill you, I want to fight you, whatever. This is usually when yes, you might get a little bit scared, but you think, okay, maybe he's just acting. He's just angry, emotional. But when somebody's coming to you, super calm, and telling you, this place, that time, I will fight you. Like in a super serious and super calm way, this is usually when he really means it. So the calmer we are when we set a boundary, the stronger the boundary. This was part 1, where we talked about, okay, what are boundaries and what are strong and what are weak boundaries. I will do a part 2 where I will say, okay, what exactly, if you, for example, do not know what to say exactly when setting a boundary, I will do a second video about exactly what you could say, phrases that you can use that my mentor gave me, but also like consequences of setting boundaries, positive and negative ones, and also what to do when you set a boundary and the boundary is not respected. First of all, I hope you enjoyed this video. If this video was helpful, then maybe we'll see each other in a second video. If this video wasn't helpful and you have no problems with setting boundaries, you don't need to watch the second video. But anyways, thanks for watching, consider subscribing, and salute.